Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our daily pitching preview show that we do with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Right now we're looking at the card for Sunday, August 9th, and Joe Duffy's final picks, profitable all year long. Of course, can be found at his website, OffshoreInsiders.com, but he very graciously goes over the card each day with us and gives us his opinions and thoughts on whatever I ask him for and other leans as well. Sunday, August 9th, and Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is that I kind of nailed Justin Verlander's last start, didn't I? I said that I expected him to be basically okay, but a little shaky. I predicted 7 innings and 4 runs. Wound up 7 innings and 5 runs. You impressed by that, Joe?
I am. Remember, I think I set the over-under 3.5. So,
yeah.
Yes, you did say it would go over that. But we did agree on 7 innings.
Yes, and now here he's going to be at home against Boston, and Boston's an underwhelming lineup, right? They're rarely the kind of team that outperforms against a pitcher that they're facing, often underperform. Here against Verlander, I don't think he's going to be lights out, but I think he should be okay once again. This is not going to be one of the starts where he gets crushed. My guess is 6 innings and 3 runs. What do you think about that? Like 6 1/3 innings and 3 runs.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And again, Verlander's one of these guys you got to take a long look at to see how the odds makers are dealing with him, because he's obviously not the pitcher that he was a couple years ago. But once he starts to improve, that the odds makers might anticipate that people are going to jump all over him. Still, clearly he's a quality pitcher, but he's not a stud pitcher. And I would agree with that assessment. You're going to get 6 to 7 innings, 3 to 4 runs.
All right, my official prediction is 6.1, 6 1/3 innings and 3 runs from Justin Verlander. And then Henry Owens on the other side was decent in the minors, not bad at all, but not really great. Detroit is a lineup that can be held down, can underwhelm as well, but probably they'll get to him for a few. So maybe if the total here is 7.5 and both Owens and Verlander give up 3, maybe that spells over. What do you think, Joe?
It couldn't. And is Verlander, because you're going out on a limb, is he going to leave a guy on base that the reliever lets score, or is he going to leave the game with that line score? But anyway, yeah, that's your rationale, I think, is pretty solid. But to be honest with you, I likely have a total in this game, not based on the pitching matchup. I can say that.
Okay, and then Max Scherzer starts at home against Colorado, and Scherzer coming off of a mediocre start. Last time this happened, I predicted a strong bounce-back start from him. I was right about that. I think we're going to see the same thing here at home against Colorado in a day game. On the other side, Eddie Butler doesn't have much, even on the road. He has more walks and strikeouts. I think, you always have to be very careful with these run lines, although this one, this is probably going to be like a minus 250 line. We might even see Washington close at minus 300. But I'm expecting a strong start from Scherzer. What can I say? Do you agree with that, Joe?
It'll be not quite 3. I'm going to confident it's not going to quite go to 300. But you're right. Obviously, we're talking about one of the best pitchers in baseball, pitching at home. That being said, Washington hasn't necessarily given them great run support at home this year.
Yeah.
Still, they should here. They're not facing a very good pitcher in Eddie Butler. If you're going to bet on Washington, the run line, you might want to take a look at. You know that Washington's likely to not give up some runs, and I do think that the fact they haven't given Scherzer run support, that's more of just a bad fortune type thing rather than a trend that I would bet on. So I do think Washington on the run line might be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if Scherzer's dominant and Butler is Butler, even at minus 140, maybe the Washington run line will have some value. And then Lackey and Nelson start at the game at Milwaukee. And Lackey, he's been excellent all year long. His last start was a little bit of a tougher assignment on the road at Cincinnati, and he did a little bit worse. He gave up 3 runs, whereas before he was giving up 2 or fewer runs. Start in and start out. Here he'll be on the road at Milwaukee, probably a day game with the roof open, a relatively not that challenging assignment for Lackey. And Nelson, has been quietly under the radar, been excellent for July and August. His July and August numbers are great. I'm thinking maybe we see an under in this one. What do you think?
He has been spectacular now. The entire world knows about John Lackey, but then again, he's probably pitching better than most people realize. In his last 10 starts, 1.91 ERA, and Jimmy Nelson, he's got an ERA of 0.00 in his last 3 starts, 20 2/3 innings. So this has low-scoring game written all over it, at least as far as the pitcher's report cards are concerned.
I'm going to lean towards the under in that one. Then the fourth game I want to bring up, Bartolo Colon, right? Starting at Tampa Bay. Colon up and down. He is off a great start, but I don't know. I don't think he really has it in him to put two great starts in a row. I think he's probably going to get hit here. Chris Archer's been excellent, seems very reliable. Once in a while, he does get hit, so that could happen here. I'm thinking he probably has a decent start. My gut tells me that Colon gets hit a little bit here, gives up 4 or 5 runs by the 5th inning, and I'm thinking that Tampa Bay has a significant edge starting pitching-wise. What do you think, Joe?
Yes, definitely. Archer, another one of these guys who has pitched very well. He hasn't gotten a ton of run support, but he should get some run support against Bartolo Colon, so I do think that Tampa Bay might be the play here. And again, despite the run support that Archer's gotten, there may even be some value in laying the 1.5.
That's it for me for Sunday, August 9th. My leans are Tampa Bay. I'm thinking Colon has a shaky start. I think I like under in St. Louis, Milwaukee. Definitely looking for a strong start from Scherzer. Probably value with Washington on the run line. And my prediction for Justin Verlander, 6 1/3 innings, 3 runs. What would you like to bring up from Sunday, August 9th, Joe?
This might be a pretty good circumstance to go against Felix the Cat Hernandez. He's been quite human his last 2. He's given up 23 hits, 11 runs in his past 2 starts. He's also 14-21 with a 3.92 ERA against Texas Lifetime. And he's got he pitches well against everybody. Texas is one team that has his number. He's not pitching very well right now. I think this would be a very good spot to go against Felix the Cat. And, we talk about splits. Charlie Morton has been Mr. Splits, 2.52 home ERA as opposed to his 5.92 road ERA. So Morton has been very good at home and terrible on the road, so it might be a time to go with Morton.
Yeah, Felix's non-lights out starts have been more common recently. I've definitely been noticing that. So you might have something there. Texas definitely will be an underdog in that one. Joe Duffy's website is offshoreinsiders.com, and his final picks for this Sunday and every other day can be found at offshoreinsiders.com. Thanks, Joe.